Hello, Facebook world. It's Nikki Williams live from New Zealand. I was going to try and look up real quick where we're at because I can't remember how to pronounce it. But we're on the North Island of New Zealand at this fabulous kind of resort sort of thing. Zane works for a few hours a day, and then we have, hi Mary, we get free accommodation in this amazing villa. So we've had a little stumbling along the way, we'll say, with places to stay long term, and but it all led us to here, which has been absolutely amazing. There's another family staying here too, and they have two wonderful kids, and so Kaylee and Harper get to play with them as well. So today, sorry, I'm just waiting for some people to jump on and responding to them. So we are going to be interviewing Mary, and she is a lean coach, which we'll learn more about what that is. She has a lot of great information to share. She is on the same mission as I am, inspiring healthy living around the world and making it easier for families to lead and live a healthy life. And just my main focus is for moms and for kids, because it's so hard to get kids to eat healthy, and even if they do eat really healthy, most likely they're not getting enough, and we as parents aren't either. So my mission is to help moms get more fruits and vegetables into their diet and into their family's diet as well, and make it easy, because we're all busy. I mean, both my husband and I stay home. Hi, Laura. Both my husband and I are home full time, and we are traveling. So everyone has their own definition of busy and what it's like, and it's still, it's always going to be difficult, if you will, to find a rhythm and to get more fruits and vegetables into kids. And so that is why Mary and I are on this mission together, is to make it super easy for moms to get more fruits and veggies into their kids' diet so that they can be healthier. Hi, Chuck. Okay, so I am going to go in and try, and we're going to invite Mary in to share more, and we're not going to have any technical difficulties. You watch. All right. Let's see. Hi, Will. Nice to see you. And now it's connecting. Hi, Mary.
Hey, Nikki. How are you?
I am awesome. Can you hear me all right?
I can. New Zealand looks pretty darn amazing. I'm out here in Colorado. And it was absolutely gorgeous here today too, but cooling off again. So yeah.
Good. Yeah, we haven't seen the sun today, which is not normal here in New Zealand, but it's nice to have a cloudy summer day, as you know. It's always nice to have that background too.
Absolutely. Oh, that's awesome. So glad I could be in New Zealand at this time.
What's that?
I said I'm so glad I could be in New Zealand with you at this time.
I know, right? Well, I love technology. It's so amazing to be able to connect with everyone on the time difference and everything. It's awesome.
Super.
So, Mary, tell me a little bit more about what the lean certification is that you got recently.
Okay, awesome. Well, many people have heard of Dr. William Sears. He's known as America's pediatrician. He's written over 40 some books with his wife, not only on pediatrics, but also on inflammation. He has an amazing book on brain and gut health. He is just a powerhouse of knowledge and information that's just, I can't quite remember how young Dr. Sears is, but somewhere in the 70-ish area. And just is such a powerhouse, just an inspirational guy that is totally changed the way I look at food and living, and inspiring that in my own family. And so I've been in the health and wellness space for about 8 years, and was introduced to these fruits and veggie concentrates that kind of my story is my oldest son was having a lot of health issues with asthma, allergies, food allergies, and was really at a chronic state. So he was in and out of the hospital quite a bit throughout his young life. And I learned about these fruit and veggie concentrates that could really help boost his immune system and help his body start to repair. And Dr. Sears is a huge advocate of the same concept, and was actually introduced to the same fruit and veggie concentrates that I was, and by his wife, who said, just take it, just do it. And like a good man, he listened to his wife and did. And because of that, he really turned the tide in his own health. And as a pediatrician, he was noticing that when he introduced us to his patients, his young kids, they were coming back less frequently because they were healthy. And so there was really something to this. And I had heard him speak one time about the lean certification. He actually took the concept of health and wellness a step further for those people who really wanted to not only take control of their own health and just for their own knowledge, but maybe share that also with other people in a different platform. You could take it as far as you wanted. And so lean is an acronym, which I'm going to go into a little bit more detail in a little bit. But I became so fascinated with this disease and diet connection because I was seeing this transformational change in my own family. And that's really what inspired me to become a certified lean health coach.
Awesome. Awesome.
Putting the pedal to the metal.
There you go.
Yeah.
I have a similar story with the fruit and veggie concentrates as well. My daughter was not eating as well as I thought she should be. You know, she was 18 months and I was throwing her spinach and stuff like that, and she wouldn't eat it. And so I started researching stuff to feed her, and or like a supplement that I thought she should take. And I came across this particular product through their research. It just blew me away. And so it actually changed the way she ate. So she started craving more fruits and vegetables, and it's been amazing ever since. So,
yeah.
I know, I think we have a little bit of a lag going on. There has to be some sort of lag, right? Because we're halfway across the world from each other.
That's a pretty short lag time, considering the distance between us. So it's all good.
Right. Cool. So yeah, tell me a little bit more about the strategies and like the cumulative prevention that lean is so
right. So what I discovered, Nikki, on our journey here to better health was that you can't really look at health as a one-time event. You know, you can't just go on a diet and start eating a plant-based diet for a while and then maybe see some great changes and then wander off and then not stick to it. So I'm kind of coining the phrase of cumulative prevention. And really what I mean by that is that prevention is a daily habit. You know, it's like brushing your teeth or anything else that you do for personal hygiene, but it's really keeping your inside as important as your outside, and loving your body from the inside out through prevention strategies. And so cumulative prevention means taking the lean acronym and implementing it every single day of your life, whether you feel amazing or whether you feel kind of crappy that day. You're staying committed, and you're staying committed with your goal of living a healthy, happy life with longevity. You're putting life back into your years, which for a lot of us, we kind of get off the bandwagon and forget how to do that. So the lean program really helped me understand in a very simple way how to do this. So lean stands for lifestyle, exercise, attitude, and nutrition. And those are the pillars to health, right? So if you have a lifestyle that includes healthy habits that are positive, that are you know, you're getting good nutrition throughout the day, you are involving your family in a positive lifestyle experience like what you're doing. You know, you're taking your girls and having these amazing experiences that are just, they're going to be ingrained into their lives. And not all of us can travel to New Zealand, you know, like what you're doing, but taking the experiences that you have around you and incorporating those into a very positive lifestyle is super important. That's one of the foundations of how we grow up in a positive way and able to handle things that come down the pike for us. So after lifestyle is exercise, and exercise is something we should do every single day. And not a lot of us, a lot of times, honestly, we make excuses, right? I don't have time to exercise. I don't have time to go to the gym. I don't have time, yada, yada, yada. Guess what? If you don't have exercise in your body and exercise in your life, then you're going to rust, right? If you rest, you rust. So you don't want to rest. You want to build up your body and have that empowerment. So exercise every day could mean taking a walk around the block. If you've got a pet, take your pet for a walk. If you are in the car all the time, stuck in traffic, you can do butt squeezes, you know, while you're sitting in traffic. That's some exercise, or toe flexes, or whatever you can do in your office. Do it. You know, movement is so important, and that's critical to helping your body, you know, repair and recover. So the A stands for attitude. If you have a positive attitude, you, instead of turning on the news, how about turning on the Laugh-In channel? That's what I do. I don't listen to the news. I listen to comedians, because just the sound of other people laughing makes you happy. And, you know, happy people don't commit crimes. They just don't. If you might remember from Legally Blonde, you know, happy people don't do crazy things. So be happy. Find things in your life that can make you positive and excited. And guess what? Life happens, problems happen. You have to learn how to deal with that. So turn those problems, and as parents, teach your parents how to take negative experiences and turn them into a positive learning experience. So there's always that rainbow that you can look for, you know, the silver lining in the clouds. That's what you want to try to look for. And then, of course, with nutrition, of course, we don't have time today to go into all the amazing things that we could talk about with nutrition, but 80% of your plate every day, anytime you're eating, 80% of that should be plant-based. 20%, you know, could be from other sources. But when you would like me to, I'll share a little bit more about the traffic light eating, which is one of the things that Dr. Sears has just coined. And it's a simple way to think about the foods that you put into your mouth and how it impacts your body. So good food going in, good cellular recovery, you know, you're going to be having a happy body that works. That's what we all want, right? We want to feel good, look good, and work great. So It's a daily
Perfect.
cumulative prevention process.
You are so right. It is, and first of all, I want to say hi to Kathy and to Cindy. Thank you, ladies, for joining us. But
I'm going to say hi to a couple of high school buddies out there, Scott Kimball, Ronnie Snowden. Hey, Robin,
nice.
I see you on here too. Kathy.
So you're so right about health not being a linear thing. It's not like, oh, well, I ate a salad today, I'm good for the next week, or oh, I'm just going to work out one day a week. I mean, yeah, it doesn't, you're so right about it adding up every single day. Like every single bit that you put in your mouth, it matters. And the more healthy things you put in your mouth, or the more times you choose to exercise instead of sitting down on the couch, it starts adding up. Or the other way around. It adds up the other way around too. And you're either going down the slippery slope or you're going up the hill to health. And for me, what really got me on this journey of health is after having my daughter and just looking at her and going, wow, like, I mean, obviously, you know, having children changes your lives. But for me, I was able to take a step back and really like look into the future and go, I want to be as healthy or healthier than I am today so that I can play with my great grandchildren in the same way that I am playing with my daughter today. And that's hard for a lot of people to look that far into the future. But for me and my personality, that's what drives me, is looking at my kids and going, they're kids' and be able to be active and travel the world with them as well. So
that's
yeah, so I would love to hear more about the traffic light eating, or what drives you every single day as well.
Okay. All right, so the traffic light eating is a super simple concept, and you know, I'm sure other people have heard of it before. You can even Google it, Google Dr. Sears traffic light eating, and get some more detailed information. But it's truly a simple concept. So red, yellow, green. Red is things that you want to stop eating or eat very rarely. Yellow things are things that you have caution with. You don't want to live here. You don't want to live on all of these things, but you can have them daily, but it's good to balance those out with your green light foods. And green light foods is your buffet. You can have as much of that. You can't have as much as you want. You can't possibly get enough of the green light stuff. So so I'm going to flip my screen here so you can kind of, hopefully you'll be able to see this. If I can I flip my screen? Okay. Yes. Okay. So here's my traffic light. Okay. Red, yellow, green. And what I'm going to show you really quickly is what are the foods that are in each one of those categories. And you might be surprised. And the thing I want you to think about is when you're eating these, the red light ones are the ones that you want to just try to stay away from, because honestly, that's where a lot of disease and damage happens. That's where we get trapped into, yeah, they taste awesome. A donut is a red light food. Guess what? No surprise there, right? But, and yeah, I'm not telling you, you can't ever have them. I'm not going to say that. I have donuts too when, you know, when the mood strikes me. But now that I have learned what I've learned and changed my eating habits, having those things isn't as much fun anymore. Or actually, when I do have it, I appreciate it more. So red light foods would be soda pop, chips, and burgers. Anybody gonna have that this weekend, Super Bowl weekend? The fried foods. Fried foods are especially dangerous. They're actually quite dangerous for our bodies because cooking things at really high temperatures creates additional toxins in our body. So just be mindful of really watching your fried foods. White flour, breads, things like that, really watch this. Those turn into sugars. And that these things cause insulin havoc in your body. You know, you don't want to eat a lot of this stuff. And for people, I hear people have like 10 Diet Cokes a day. Oh my gosh. Please stop. Please stop that.
No.
Okay, so
Stop.
please stop. You will thank your body later. There are ways to get off of the sugar addiction. There are ways to do it. We can help you do it. We have a program out there that is amazing that can help you do that, and reset your gut. Your gut is really your second brain, and that's where a lot of disease and prevention, you know, you choose. Your gut helps you choose whether or not you're going to the disease route or prevention route. So we can help you with that. Okay, so in the yellow lights, these are things, again, you can have these every day, like your oils. These are things that are not considered, that's not unhealthy, but again, you want to add in things, and I'm going to show you the green light here in just a minute, but yogurt, here we have organic whole grain pastas, not the refined pastas, you know, whole grain, or even if you're like me, who I like the gluten-free ones, even better. There's salmon, dark chocolate, you know, your nuts, things like this. These are fine to have, but here's the powerhouse. Here's your green light foods, and guess what they are? Most of them are green. But we also want to keep in mind that within this category, in the green light category, you can have as much of this as you want. And I don't have the full spectrum here, but it's the color of the rainbow, Nikki, that is so powerful. This is your pharmacy right here. That's your pharmacy. It's not Walgreens. It's not CVS. You know, it's not the drugstore. This is your FARMACY, pharmacy. Okay, if it's grown on a farm, that's probably going to be the way that you're going to kick disease in the butt. And again, we can talk for days on that, but we don't have time for that today. So that just gives you an idea. That's the traffic light eating. Again, this is your buffet. Eat as much of that as you want. These you can have daily, but you want to include this part with it. And these are treats, guys. These are things that you want to just have tomorrow, Super Bowl Sunday, and then get back on a plant-based plan.
Awesome. I want to take a minute here and say hi to Claudia and Julie. Thank you guys for joining us. So that's awesome, Mary. This is such a huge tool for moms to use with kids. This makes it for kids to be able to choose, you know, what or choose where they're eating from and be able to look and decide what color light that is. And I see, so both Mary and I actually have great, we have great resources for this. And if anyone wants flyers and handouts from this, we would be happy to share this with you. Especially for your kids. We have like little charts and stuff like that they can use. But this is
I'm glad you mentioned that, Nikki, because what's part of that whole lifestyle aspect in the L that I was talking about is involving your kids. Have your kids go with you to the grocery store. And a really fun exercise for if you have younger children, especially if you have the grocery store flyer, have them go through and take a red marker and circle the red foods and circle the yellow foods and circle the green foods and have a discussion at home about why that's important. And you can call it like your superhero foods, your Wonder Woman, you know, I'm going to have my Wonder Woman smoothie today and I'm going to rock it, you know, at school. So, or, you know, I'm an athlete. And so these are my soccer kicking kale smoothie, however you can do it to make it fun and exciting for your family is really important. And even growing fresh fruits and vegetables at home, we have a great resource for doing that too. And I'm telling you, when you involve your kids in that level of appreciation for where their food comes from, they won't be picky eaters. They will love diversity. They will love to have, to try new things. And that's really fun.
That is so very true. Like I saw with my daughter when we introduced those whole food concentrates. I also, that's a great lead into, we have a Facebook party coming up about picky eaters. And we have a nutritionist in there who's going to share ways to get more fruits and vegetables into recipes and hiding them. Because let's face it, sometimes you have to hide those things in your kids' foods to begin with so that their palate starts changing. And so they start feeling those textures as well. Because this woman in the Facebook group is also going to talk about textures with food and stuff like that, and why that has an impact on kids being picky eaters sometimes. So I'll post that down as well, the link to that, and you guys can jump there and join us at that Facebook party. It's going to be amazing. So, yeah, what has been, I can't remember, did you talk about the improvements that your son had?
Well, so I'd like to share that, and thanks for reminding me, because his situation has been very serious. And, I'm not saying that plants will cure, I won't go to that level. Definitely they can transformationally change, and there's science behind this that shows in the human body what we eat matters, right? I think everybody would agree with that, but a plant-based diet in particular can change the genomic expression of whether a cancer cell is flipped on or off, or cholesterol is flipped on or off, or there's some amazing studies that we can share with people that clinically prove on the human body, not mice, but on the human body, what the impact can be. So you can't flood your body enough with the fruits and vegetables in the variety that is needed. So for my son, the changes were slow, because he was dealing with a very chronic condition. And he was young, sucking down the inhaler. He was on the nebulizer with the mask on his face, a lot, sometimes 3 times a day. And it's very tough on a kid who's in school having to run up to the front office, getting an inhaler just so he can breathe, and then go back to class and try to listen. That's tough. He was seeing the top pediatric doctors here in Denver for asthma and immunology. And about a year into this, they were saying, okay, he's taking the medications, right? And I was like, no, he's terrible at taking these medications. He hates them. He hates albuterol. They make him jittery. He frankly just won't do it. I can't get him to do it. And they're like, well, then why are his blood results coming back so positive? They were like, what's going on here? What are you doing differently? And I said, well, the one thing I can get him to do is take these fruit and vegetable concentrates in a chewable form. And any chance I get that I can sneak it into something else, I put it in there too. And so I shared with them what it was. And when they saw the research behind it, they were fascinated, just fascinated. So my son is off all of his medications. He hasn't needed them, but maybe once or twice, in the last couple of years. And it's a pretty severe situation when he does need to have them. But other than that, he's been off his medications, for years now that he's up in college. So it's truly because of the health crisis that he was having, and isn't this true for all of us? Because of that health crisis, I became more aware. I became more attuned to what we weren't doing and what we could do better. And that changed the future of my entire family, because we're all now very much dedicated to watching our diet and, you know, flooding our body daily with the fruits and vegetable concentrates, which is so powerful. I can't even begin to tell you how powerful that is. But just having the peace of mind knowing that he doesn't have to rely on these medications anymore is just, it's just a blessing. You know, it's a huge burden lifted off of my heart.
I bet.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't imagine having to send, you know, a child off to college who's on medications and who has tons of allergies. I mean, sending them off to college is stressful enough, let alone they've got health issues and stuff like that. So that is such an amazingly powerful story. And thank you so much for sharing that with us. You were talking a little bit, you touched a little bit about epigenetics and the study of epigenetics and how your lifestyle controls whether you get diseases that are in your family history. And that's not how science used to say it went. Like if your dad had heart disease, they used to say you're waiting, you're a ticking time bomb, waiting for heart disease to kick in. Well, that's not true anymore. The science has shown without a doubt that you get to control by your lifestyle whether those switches are turned on or off. And
yes,
that to me is so powerful. I mean, we're not just victims anymore. We have the power to choose what our future and our health looks like. And that's an amazing gift to give somebody.
You're absolutely right, Nikki. It's a huge gift. And there are so many people out there that we know, we love, that are fighting. You know, they're fighting a really hard fight. You know, maybe they've been afflicted with a disease, or maybe they've just been struggling and they can't get the confirmation of what it is exactly that they are fighting. You know, maybe they're going through a lot of medical tests and different things. But here's the thing. Fruits and vegetables have been on the earth before people have. And the medicine is in, in our plants, in the phytonutrition. And no matter what you're dealing with, I would just encourage anybody to add more dark leafy greens, add more fruits and vegetables, just get the variety in any way that you can. You know, fresh is best. And so if you can get an apple a day into your body, do it, you know, and just take the steps, because it's so important. And the more you stay committed to it, it's cumulative prevention, right? Because disease doesn't just show up, it happens over time typically. And so we need to be mindful of our amazing bodies. They're miracle machines, but they need support. Every cell in our bodies hit 10,000 times or more a day with damaging DNA hits. And so the way to clean that out of our system, plant-based diet.
Awesome. I love that. Disease doesn't just show up one day. And the truth is too, health doesn't just show up one day either. It's the same thing. It's your cumulative effect. So you're either basically, since we are all about the nutrition. Yes, there are other aspects, and I have been doing and sharing other aspects of it too, but that's what we're focusing on today, is the nutrition part of it. And with every bite that you take, you're either feeding disease or fighting it. It's
right.
Some people, for some people that can be, and here's the mindset part of it, for some people that can be so overwhelming. But if you could switch that in your brain to, holy crap, I have the control of either feeding or fighting disease every single time I choose to put something in my mouth, then it can be super empowering, right?
Very, very true. That is so true. Because you wake up every day with that choice, right? Every time you poke something with your fork, you have that choice. And, you know, like I say, I'm not telling people to go, oh, you got to eat a rabbit diet. It's not just eating rabbit food, because that turns so many people off. But you can get creative, and there's so many resources out there. Like you mentioned, you know, we have a lot of resources that we can share just freely with people, and we're glad to do that. We love to do that because we come from a place of knowing and seeing personally the differences that it makes in our life. And one last thing I'd like to share too about Dr. Sears, one of the things that I think was, he's just such an awesome guy, just such an amazing person. But I love how he says, make health your hobby. Make health your hobby. And when you make health your hobby, you know, you're investing in your longevity, and it can be fun. It's not a chore. It's not something that you have to dread. It's not about what you can't have. It's what you get to have, you know, when you're making health your hobby.
I love that. And it's also, you're so right. It's not about being perfect, because no one is perfect. And
Right.
There's Super Bowl Sunday, it seems like once a week, right? I mean, you've got your parties and your stuff like that. And we try and live by the 80-20 rule, where at home we are eating mostly plant-based, and that, you know, when we do go out, we can splurge a little bit and eat what we want. And so that's another good rule to live by, is to just have the good stuff in your house.
Yeah.
So that you can have those treats when you're out. So another thing that Mary and I would like to give to you viewers is a free, it's pretty much plant-based cookbook. So anyone who would like access to this, you put a smiley emoji in the comments, or you can feel free to private message as well, and I would be happy to share that resource with you. And also, again, the red light, green light resources, and anything else that you guys need. We have access to quite a bit of research and health articles. We have access to doctors and nurses who are actually educated on nutrition. Not your typical doctor, but so yeah, feel free to reach out to us. And if you know anyone that would benefit from this, please share it with them. I know there are lots of moms out there struggling with getting their kids to eat more fruits and vegetables, and there are lots of people out there struggling with autoimmune disorder and stuff like that, and we would be happy to share our information with them. So yeah, any last words, Mary?
I just feel like it's so important that people, a lot of people are waking up. You know, there's just so much disease that is hitting us personally, right? It's not just in the news. It's not just someone else's story. It's really all of our story. And self-care really starts with ourselves, right? Being responsible and learning how to choose the right foods. Some people think it's too expensive to eat healthy. Well, let me tell you, hospital bills are far more expensive, right? It's the way to go. And if you are just looking to take that first step, you have to start somewhere. And so I would just say, whether it's lifestyle, attitude, exercise, or nutrition, if you can choose something in each one of those categories to work on, awesome. But if you're at a point where you can only choose one thing, just one thing to do, maybe it's incorporating one more glass of water in your day, every day. Whatever that one positive thing is that you can do that. and remain consistent with it, because you are going to feel so much better about yourself, and your body's going to thank you, and you're going to get, people are going to notice that change in you, and you're going to be so happy that you took that accountability and did it for yourself.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Mary, for coming on and spending some time with me here in New Zealand. I appreciate it.
My pleasure.
If anyone has any questions and wants more information about the mission that Mary and I are on, we would love to share more information with you. The more people that we can lock arms with and get this information out there and make their lives easier, the better. We just have this wonderful community of people sharing great information and having a huge impact on the world. And I'm so thankful that I was able to meet Mary through this mission, and a lot of many other wonderful people that I would have never met not being in this mission. And I'm so thankful for it every day. It's why I'm here in New Zealand today. So yeah, thank you again, Mary. I really, really appreciate it. It was so good to see your smiling face. And
it was so awesome to see you too, Nikki. I think I need to come on over.
I think you do. It's a live station. How does that sound?
That's next flight out.
Awesome. Well, you guys,
thank you again, Nikki, so much.
All right. Love to everyone. Have a good night.
Thank you.